this fast-changing world, there is a need for every school to evolve, innovate, and progress to help their students prepare and adapt. And today, you can lead the way to world-class education standards. Make your school and students future-ready. Join the digital transformation.
Learning today is really different.
All these interesting and helpful gadgets in school, and the way we learn now, makes me feel ready for the world.
Learning now happens within and outside the four walls of the classroom, with the general student population now using portable devices powered by school-wide Wi-Fi access.
We upload lessons anytime, the students can access wherever they are.
My lessons are right on my mobile, and I can easily study anytime and anywhere now.
We made a big change, and it's truly worth it.
It's a new era in education, and you can lead the way to customized learning.
I learn at my own pace. Kapag nahihirapan ako sa isang topic, I can easily message my teacher and consult about it.
Lead the way to collaboration.
It's amazing how with one app, we can easily communicate and collaborate with our students.
Lead the way to innovative teaching.
Our teachers are challenged to do better, to think outside the box, to be more creative and innovative.
Every day, I look forward to an exciting class.
Current events, educational videos, gamified learning. Learning possibilities are endless.
Lead the way to interconnectivity.
My mom is so happy now that she gets updates about school events with just a text or an email.
Centralizing all work processes and files has made everything so much more manageable.
Beyond learning, our administrative processes have also become more efficient.
These are just some of the wonderful things that await with your school's digital transformation.
Today, we can lead the way in creating new ways of learning for students.
It's definitely wonderful to lead the way in creative and innovative teaching.
I'm happy that my school is leading the way in equipping me for the new work environment.
I am proud to be in a school that's leading the way in ensuring global standards here in the Philippines.
More and more schools are already integrating digital ways in their traditional learning techniques. Join the digital transformation and let us equip you to lead the way to create the future of learning. Only with Globe My Business.
The new school is in! Beating homework deadlines, staying up late to review for an exam the next day, ultimate bonding moments with your classmates, and oh, the smell of fresh notebook leaves. It's fun to look back, sure. But right now, the only way to go is to move forward. Globe is set to make this school year a lot cooler. It's time we create better learning opportunities for students of all ages. And the way to do it is to ride the wave of technology. Imagine waking up to a world where you can learn your lessons even when you're at home, or just about anywhere in the world, all with the help of Globe and its partners. D2L has been transforming the way we see the learning environment for over 20 years now. They continue to keep up with trends and the ever-changing world of technology.
As an education company and a partner to thousands of educators around the world for more than 20 years, our key goal is to help students like you achieve greater heights when it comes to learning. Our Brightspace platform will aid you along the way with its easy-to-use features, complete with tools and functions that will surely give you a great learning outcome. And we're constantly seeking ways to evolve our learning environment so your experience will only get better. You know, honestly, I'm pretty excited for you guys to learn the D2L way.
Globe as an institution is dedicated to empowering every Filipino succeed in reaching their goals and preparing for any challenge they may face. Here at Globe for Education, we can offer you helpful information to empower you in making the decisions required to take your school to the next level. Our wide range of specialized solutions and technologies, as well as our business-grade connectivity, can fit your institution's needs regardless of digital readiness or maturity. Learning never stops, even in these changing times. So together, let's discover new ways to create, collaborate, and communicate. Together, let's recreate the way we learn.
We're so ready for our first lesson. The question is, are you?
I
was anxious, nervous on my first day at UIC. With new courses to learn, new friends to make, there were just some of my anxieties. But in the end, they were all gone because everyone was so friendly and accommodating.
I never felt out of place here. One can always observe how UIC always tries its best to cater to the needs of its students. And that's how it manages to produce top quality graduates.
The University of the Immaculate Conception was founded in 1905. It is the first Catholic educational institution in Davao City and administered by the Religious of the Virgin Mary. We offer basic education aligned with the K-12 program and higher education in the fields of science and technology, arts and humanities, and business and teacher education.
UIC Science Resource Center is a DENR, a recognized environmental laboratory. It is a DOH accredited water testing facility. As the university's full-service laboratory, it provides technical assistance and extensive in-house, hands-on training on the use of sophisticated instruments and equipment.
UIC offers an enriched educational curricula that enables learners to earn national certification, learn foreign languages, and acquire job-related skills through local and international exposure.
The various learning experiences, activities, and performance tasks challenge us to develop deep levels of thinking to be able to apply our learnings into real-life situations.
You're trained to do research and scientific explorations and provide concrete actions to the various problems of the environment and society.
With connectivity powered by Globe, UIC can now facilitate online enrollment, provide our students with easy access to information, Wi-Fi hotspots on campus, and most importantly, our 3 campuses, Father Selga, Bonifacio, and Bahada, are digitally connected, so operations are much more efficient than before.
Because of connectivity, even for us administrators, tasks such as encoding grades, searching for quick links, and educational resources are improved, making our processes more convenient than ever.
I believe that technology is very important. It makes our students employable. It makes things easier and faster. The challenge is how to use technology to the fullest, but not compromising the values of UIC.
I'm proud to be part of UIC, where excellence is exemplified, and that's what makes this university great.
We are most proud of forming our students to become Ignatian Marian leaders and committed to a continuous search for excellence. I am proud to be a UICian.
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 We are proud to be UICians.
We are proud to be a UICian.
We are proud to be a UICian.
this fast-changing world, there is a need for every school to evolve, innovate, and progress to help their students prepare and adapt. And today, you can lead the way to world-class education standards. Make your school and students future-ready. Join the digital transformation.
Learning today is really different.
All these interesting and helpful gadgets in school, and the way we learn now, makes me feel ready for the world.
Learning now happens within and outside the four walls of the classroom, with a general student population now using portable devices powered by school-wide Wi-Fi access.
We upload lessons anytime, the students can access wherever they are.
My lessons are right on my mobile, and I can easily study anytime and anywhere now.
We made a big change, and it's truly worth it.
It's a new era in education, and you can lead the way to customized learning.
I learn at my own pace. Kapag nahihirapan ako sa isang topic, I can easily message my teacher and consult about it.
Lead the way to collaboration.
It's amazing how with one app, we can easily communicate and collaborate with our students.
Lead the way to innovative teaching.
Our teachers are challenged to do better, to think outside the box, to be more creative and innovative.
Every day, I look forward to an exciting class.
Current events, educational videos, gamified learning. Learning possibilities are endless.
Lead the way to interconnectivity.
My mom is so happy now that she gets updates about school events with just a text or an email.
Centralizing all work processes and files has made everything so much more manageable.
Beyond learning, our administrative processes have also become more efficient.
These are just some of the wonderful things that await with your school's digital transformation.
Today, we can lead the way in creating new ways of learning for students.
It's definitely wonderful to lead the way in creative and innovative teaching.
I'm happy that my school is leading the way in equipping me for the new work environment.
I am proud to be in a school that's leading the way in ensuring global standards here in the Philippines.
More and more schools are already integrating digital ways in their traditional learning techniques. Join the digital transformation and let us equip you to lead the way to create the future of learning. Only with Globe My Business.
The new school is in! Beating homework deadlines, staying up late to review for an exam the next day, ultimate bonding moments with your classmates, and oh, the smell of fresh notebook leaves. It's fun to look back, sure. But right now, the only way to go is to move forward. Globe is set to make the school year a lot cooler. It's time we create better learning opportunities for students of all ages. And the way to do it is to ride the wave of technology. Imagine waking up to a world where you can learn your lessons even when you're at home, or just about anywhere in the world, all with the help of Globe and its partners. D2L has been transforming the way we see the learning environment for over 20 years now. They continue to keep up with trends and the ever-changing world of technology.
As an education company and a partner to thousands of educators around the world for more than 20 years, our key goal is to help students like you achieve greater heights when it comes to learning. Our Brightspace platform will aid you along the way with its easy-to-use features, complete with tools and functions that will surely give you a great learning outcome. And we're constantly seeking ways to evolve our learning environment so your experience will only get better. You know, honestly, I'm pretty excited for you guys to learn the D2L way.
Globe as an institution is dedicated to empowering every Filipino succeed in reaching their goals and preparing for any challenge they may face. Here at Globe for Education, we can offer you helpful information to empower you in making the decisions required to take your school to the next level. Our wide range of specialized solutions and technologies, as well as our business-grade connectivity, can fit your institution's needs regardless of digital readiness or maturity. Learning never stops, even in these changing times. So together, let's discover new ways to create, collaborate, and communicate. Together, let's recreate the way we learn.
We're so ready for our first lesson. The question is, are you?
I was anxious, nervous on my first day at UIC. with new courses to learn, new friends to make. There were just some of my anxieties, but in the end, they were all gone because everyone was so friendly and accommodating.
I never felt out of place here. One can always observe how UIC always tries its best to cater to the needs of its students. And that's how it manages to produce top quality graduates.
The University of the Immaculate Conception was founded in 1905. It is the first Catholic educational institution in Davao City and administered by the Religious of the Virgin Mary. We offer basic education aligned with the K-12 program and higher education in the fields of science and technology, arts and humanities, and business and teacher education.
UIC Science Resource Center is a DENR recognized environmental laboratory. It is a DOH accredited water testing facility. As the university's full-service laboratory, it provides technical assistance and extensive in-house, hands-on training on the use of sophisticated instruments and equipment.
UIC offers an enriched educational curricula that enables learners to earn national certification, learn foreign languages, and acquire job-related skills through local and international exposure.
The various learning experiences, activities, and performance tasks challenge us to develop deep levels of thinking to be able to apply our learnings into real-life situations. You're trained to do research and scientific explorations and provide concrete actions to the various problems of the environment and society.
With connectivity powered by Globe, UIC can now facilitate online enrollment, provide our students with easy access to information, Wi-Fi hotspots on campus, and most importantly, our 3 campuses, Father Selga, Bonifacio, and Bahada, are digitally connected, so operations are much more efficient than before.
Because of connectivity, even for us administrators, tasks such as encoding grades, searching for quick links, and educational resources are improved, making our processes more convenient than ever.
I believe that technology is very important. It makes our students employable. It makes things easier and faster. The challenge is how to use technology to the fullest, but not compromising the values of UIC.
I'm proud to be part of UIC, where excellence is exemplified, and that's what makes this university great.
We are most proud of forming our students to become Ignatian Marian leaders and committed to a continuous search for excellence. I am proud to be a UICian.
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 We are proud to be UICians.
We are proud to be a UICian.
We are proud to be a UICian.
this fast-changing world, there is a need for every school to evolve, innovate, and progress to help their students prepare and adapt. And today, you can lead the way to world-class education standards. Make your school and students future-ready. Join the digital transformation.
Learning today is really different.
All these interesting and helpful gadgets in school, and the way we learn now, makes me feel ready for the world.
Learning now happens within and outside the four walls of the classroom, with a general student population now using portable devices powered by school-wide Wi-Fi access.
We upload lessons anytime the students can access wherever they are.
My lessons are right on my mobile, and I can easily study anytime and anywhere now.
We made a big change, and it's truly worth it.
It's a new era in education, and you can lead the way to customized learning.
I learn at my own pace. Kapag nahihirapan ako sa isang topic, I can easily message my teacher and consult about it.
Lead the way to collaboration.
It's amazing how with one app, we can easily communicate and collaborate with our students.
Lead the way to innovative teaching.
Our teachers are challenged to do better, to think outside the box, to be more creative and innovative.
Every day, I look forward to an exciting class.
Current events, educational videos, gamified learning. Learning possibilities are endless.
Lead the way to interconnectivity.
My mom is so happy now that she gets updates about school events with just a text or an email.
Centralizing all work processes and files has made everything so much more manageable.
Beyond learning, our administrative processes have also become more efficient.
These are just some of the wonderful things that await with your school's digital transformation.
Today, we can lead the way in creating new ways of learning for students.
It's definitely wonderful to lead the way in creative and innovative teaching.
I'm happy that my school is leading the way in equipping me for the new work environment.
I am proud to be in a school that's leading the way in ensuring global standards here in the Philippines.
More and more schools are already integrating digital ways in their traditional learning techniques. Join the digital transformation and let us equip you to lead the way to create the future of learning. Only with Globe My Business.
The new school is in! Beating homework deadlines, staying up late to review for an exam the next day, ultimate bonding moments with your classmates, and oh, the smell of fresh notebook leaves. It's fun to look back, sure. But right now, the only way to go is to move forward. Globe is set to make this school year a lot cooler. It's time we create better learning opportunities for students of all ages. And the way to do it is to ride the wave of technology. Imagine waking up to a world where you can learn your lessons even when you're at home, or just about anywhere in the world, all with the help of Globe and its partners. D2L has been transforming the way we see the learning environment for over 20 years now. They continue to keep up with trends and the ever-changing world of technology.
As an education company and a partner to thousands of educators around the world for more than 20 years, our key goal is to help students like you achieve greater heights when it comes to learning. Our Brightspace platform will aid you along the way with its easy-to-use features, complete with tools and functions that will surely give you a great learning outcome. And we're constantly seeking ways to evolve our learning environment so your experience will only get better. You know, honestly, I'm pretty excited for you guys to learn the D2L way.
Globe as an institution is dedicated to empowering every Filipino succeed in reaching their goals and preparing for any challenge they may face. Here at Globe for Education, we can offer you helpful information to empower you in making the decisions required to take your school to the next level. Our wide range of specialized solutions and technologies, as well as our business-grade connectivity, can fit your institution's needs regardless of digital readiness or maturity. Learning never stops, even in these changing times. So together, let's discover new ways to create, collaborate, and communicate. Together, let's recreate the way we learn.
We're so ready for our first lesson. The question is, are you?
Anxious, nervous on my first day at UIC. with new courses to learn, new friends to make. There were just some of my anxieties, but in the end, they were all gone because everyone was so friendly and accommodating.
I never felt out of place here. One can always observe how UIC always tries its best to cater to the needs of its students, and that's how it manages to produce top quality graduates.
The University of the Immaculate Conception was founded in 1905. It is the first Catholic educational institution in Davao City and administered by the Religious of the Virgin Mary. We offer basic education aligned with the K-12 program and higher education in the fields of science and technology, arts and humanities, and business and teacher education.
UIC Science Resource Center is a DENR recognized environmental laboratory. It is a DOH accredited water testing facility. As the university's full-service laboratory, it provides technical assistance and extensive in-house hands-on training on the use of sophisticated instruments and equipment.
UIC offers an enriched educational curricula that enables learners to earn national certification, learn foreign languages, and acquire job-related skills through local and international exposure.
The various learning experiences, activities, and performance tasks challenge us to develop deep levels of thinking to be able to apply our learnings into real-life situations.
You're trained to do research and scientific explorations and provide concrete actions to the various problems of the environment and society.
With connectivity powered by Globe, UIC can now facilitate online enrollment, provide our students with easy access to information, Wi-Fi hotspots on campus, and most importantly, our 3 campuses, Father Selga, Bonifacio, and Bahada, are digitally connected, so operations are much more efficient than before.
Because of connectivity, even for us administrators, tasks such as encoding grades, searching for quick links, and educational resources are improved, making our processes more convenient than ever.
I believe that technology is very important. It makes our students employable. It makes things easier and faster. The challenge is how to use technology to the fullest, but not compromising the values of UIC.
I'm proud to be part of UIC, where excellence is exemplified, and that's what makes this university great.
We are most proud of forming our students to become Ignatian Marian leaders and committed to a continuous search for excellence. I am proud to be a UICian.
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 We are proud to be UICians.
We are proud to be a UICian.
We are proud to be a UICian.
Before we start your formal discussions of your topic, so today we'll be talking about creating designs for K-12 and of course for the tertiary levels. So I'd like to understand more about your presentations, but before that, I'd like to ask you, how have you been since the lockdown started?
We're still good. Are you still good, Angelo? I'm still alive, fortunately.
Yeah, also good on my end. Just I think really an adjustment period for everyone, I think.
Is there a specific skill, Angela, that you learned from, working from home?
I think it's really just flexibility. Not just like flexibility in like how you're gonna work, but also like flexibility in understanding the people you're working with, because iba-iba yung situation with everyone.
Exactly. How about you, Lisha? So, Lisha, before we used to work together in some projects in Growth, but now she's in the academe. So, how's it transitioning to like from the corporate to the academe? And now that you are there, How has been things so far?
It's very interesting. Like, I never would have thought that we would all transition to online learning. Nobody saw the pandemic happening, but here we are. And hopefully, we can still be better with the way that we conduct, diba? Teaching online with students.
Yeah. At saka nga, even our students and teachers would normally have that kind of adjustment as well. Like, for example, for the past 13 installments, we've heard from our teachers and from our students, even from the other stakeholders, leaders of schools, that it's really difficult. And then this particular session is to, of course, help them, handhold them, and make sure that we introduce something new to them by using specific tools and techniques that they can use in their online classroom. So I understand that most of the schools are in the middle of, of their SEMs, in the middle of the school year. Some have started late talaga. So hopefully this particular session will help them, of course, navigate in this changing times. So let's start first with Angelo. So let me introduce first Angelo. And then after this, we'll have some questions for Angelo. So Angela is the head of design at Canva Philippines. He leads a growing design team of over 50 in-house creatives, and he supports Canva's local design initiatives and making an impact on users all over the world. So he believes anyone can make good design through design education. So Angelo, your presentation will focus more on the K-12 sector with the use, of course, of a platform that I can't wait to discover because I use it, but for business. So I want to see how this is going to be used in the education segment. So without further ado, everyone, Angelo King.
Thanks, Mark.
Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for making time to attend this webinar. So today I'll be talking about Canva and how we can help you in terms of providing solutions for the new educational space. No? So let me share my screen. See if I can. All right, great. So actually, I'm using Canva to present this presentation. Today I'll be talking about designing educational content, especially with the help of Canva, and particularly our Canva for Education product. Okay, so today I'll discuss what Canva is, especially for those who don't know what Canva is. We'll talk a little bit about Canva for Education and what special features you'll get with that kind of an account. And then we'll also talk about education templates that we already have within Canva that you can already use for your remote learning classes. Yeah, and we'll also have a little bit of a demonstration throughout the session. Okay. So what is Canva? For those who don't know, Canva is an online design tool that enables you to create beautiful and engaging designs with thousands of templates to choose from. So like the basis of our designs or the basis for a lot of the designs that are made in Canva are the templates that are actually made available for everyone to use. So why did we make Canva? The usual way of creating good design is actually pretty complex. You'll have to purchase design software, you'll have to study design, you'll have to purchase all these sorts of different assets that you'll need to create a good design, and only then will you be able to design. So it takes time, it takes knowledge, and also takes money because you will have to spend on the software, on purchasing stock photos and all that. Okay, so what we did at Canva, we tried to make it simple and integrated, and if you use Canva, you'll know that you are able to get access to a lot of these different things you need for design in one convenient place. Okay. So for the education space, we are actually doing our part to help provide solutions for our educators and our students. If you have used Canva before, you'll know that it is a free product. You can actually use Canva for free with a very limited a set of features like 8,000 templates, a few hundred icons and illustrations, and some other collaboration features. But with a Canva for Education account, you will get a premium version of Canva. So basically what you would usually pay for Canva for subscription. Um, for a Canva for Education account, you get a premium version of Canva and a lot of these features that are particularly made for the education space. So you'll get access to more than 60,000 templates, including very specific educational content, access to millions of images, photos, illustrations, videos that you can use for your classes. You'll have access to more than 700 fonts, including Filipino-made fonts. So we actually have Baybayin in there and some local fonts that you can use. And we also have some special features that I think will help your online classes or remote learning um, uh, options, no? And I'll demo some of them later. So like I mentioned earlier, a lot of um, the designs that you can create from Canva actually start from templates. So if you're not comfortable designing from scratch, you can actually use a lot of our templates. So we have over 60,000 beautifully crafted templates that you can use in your classes. These are range of different things from presentations, video templates, worksheets that you can use for your assessments, and other collaborative document types. No, and these templates are actually created by a majority of these templates are actually created by Filipino designers. Okay. So if you want to learn more about Canva for education specifically, you can go to canva.com/education, where you can learn more about the features and how you can sign up. So, oops. So this is actually the website. If you go to canva.com/education, you'll find some information here about the product. And then apart from that, you can actually sign up for a free Canva for Education account. So maybe I wasn't able to stress this enough earlier. For educators, we are giving a premium version of Canva for free. Okay, so you just have to sign up now at canva.com/edu-sign up. And if you are using a school email address that ends in .edu.ph or dep.ed email address, we can fast track that application for you, right? But if you want to use a personal email address and you are an educator, you can simply sign up using this link, bit.ly/canvaph-edu. And you just have to submit some requirements to show that you are an actual educator, and we can process that application for you. Okay? All right. And for those who are, I guess, not yet sold on Canva, you can also try joining our Facebook page for Filipino teachers. So that's Canva for Filipino teachers. There's a lot of Filipinos already, or Filipino teachers already joined our Facebook group, and there's a lot of back and forth with like what you can do with Canva for your own classes, tips and tricks from other teachers, and some of our new features in Canva that are made available for the education space, we will also be promoting there. So if you want to learn more, you can also join our Facebook page there. All right. So with this presentation, I'll be talking about templates that you can use in Canva that would be very helpful when you design your classes. Okay, especially for K-12, the K-12 level, a lot of these templates that I'll be showing today will be something that you can use for those grade levels to have a high interaction among the class, and even just like facilitating the actual learning. It will definitely help. So some samples you can find at canva.com/education/distance-education. And if you go to that website, actually, you'll have a sneak peek of what you will get with the Canva for Education account. So these are just some templates that you can use for your classes, like fact sheets, planners for your lesson plans, maybe weekly schedules, And we also have special worksheets that are made for K to 6 grade levels and more advanced grade levels in the 7th to 12th grade levels. We also have presentations, like I mentioned earlier, which I'll go through also in a bit. All right. So one of the first templates that I wanted to show you guys is an education presentation. So you actually have a lot of options for presentations within Canva. You can use it for your businesses, um, for work. But we also made very specific ones for the education space to help our teachers um, make more visually appealing lessons and presentations for their students. Okay, so if you go to Canva and you search for education presentation, you'll get a lot of options, right? Um, so for the education presentation part, I do want to show you um, uh, how you can create informative lectures just by using what is already available in the templates. I can also show you a little bit of how you can utilize our export options. So you can use it for offline, for online, and other applications for presentation. And you can also, and I'll also show you how to export something as a stunning website, which will help some of your students ingest some of these materials even on their mobile phones or their tablets and other devices, right? So let's go to our Canva homepage. So if you sign in, so if you want to follow along, actually, if you have a Canva account or a Canva for Education account, feel free to follow along. Um, this is our homepage. Once you log in, this is what you'll see. And the first template or the first set of templates that I do want to show you are called education templates. And you can do that by searching for education presentation in our search bar up here. Okay, and you'll see there are prompts already for those categories. So if you click that, you will see a lot of options for education presentations. And a lot of these templates are already pre-made with some content that can help inspire you for how to use these different presentations. Okay, and we've also mocked up like content for like different classes, so like English, visual arts, science, social studies. Yeah, so maybe I'll pick one just so we can go through that more in depth. So if you want to look at the actual presentation and look at the insights without opening and editing the document yet, you can go to these three dots on the corner of the thumbnail, and you can click on preview this template. And the preview can show you actually what is in store for you when you open this document, right? So we have suggestions for what content should go in some slides. So a title page, what to prepare for the class, even templates or slides that are specifically made for, let's say, highlighting concepts and definitions in your lesson, or activities that you may want to do. So apart from the actual content here, what's special with our education presentations are at the very end, there are already collections here of assets, elements that you can use to make your whole presentation cohesive. So you can use these throughout your presentation, sprinkle them out and make it look visually stunning. Okay. So let's say I like this template and I want to use it. I can click on use this template. And from there, Canva will open a new tab and a new document for you where you can actually rename the file. Let's say social studies class. Or if you want mas localized, you can do it Araling Panlipunan. I can edit my presentation. Okay, maybe I'll change the name also because, of course, that is not my name. So you can actually edit these things and customize your presentation as you see fit. even some elements here, you can actually change the color of, so it suits your style more. Let's see here, you can actually change the colors of some of these elements. Okay. Like I mentioned, there are suggestions for each of these slides, which can guide you in creating a visually appealing presentation. Okay. So let's say I'm done with my presentation. And now I kind of want to show you what you can do um, uh, once you're done with your presentation and how you can share it with the rest of your class. Okay, so up here on the upper right, you'll see there are share options. Okay, so if you click on share, there are 3 ways you can actually share this presentation to your students. One is share a link to edit, and that gives you the option to work on the same document as your students. So if you share a link to edit to your students, you will be working on the same document or the same file. The second option here is share a link to use as a template. And that option, when you share that link to your students, that will create a copy of your file. So that means you have the security of your original file not being edited. Okay. And this last option for sharing is share a link to view, which I'll actually show you right now. So I'll copy that link and open a new tab. So when I use the share a link to view, this is what your students will actually see. So it's like a mini website or like a slideshow that they can actually go through, and they won't be able to edit these uh, elements, assets, content. So that also gives you the security that they won't change the information, or especially if it's factual information within your lesson. Okay, so those are some of our sharing options. What else can you do um, uh, after designing your presentation? You can actually download it in different file formats. So if you're using stickers or animated elements within your design, you can also actually export it as a video. Okay. You can also export your presentation in um, uh, static images. So you can use the PNG or JPEG options. And when you do that, it will export the presentation in multiple images. So each slide will become its own image. And you can actually use that for, let's say, if you're using a Facebook group for your classes, you can actually make an album with all your slides. Okay, so that's one option that you can do. And then we also have PDFs here. So if you export it as a PDF, it can also serve as like an ebook. So, so for example, some of your students might not have access to a stable internet connection. You can actually share a file with them that they can download, so like a PDF, and then they can view the presentation or the document offline, okay, without having to go connect to the internet. Okay. And then the last thing that I wanted to show you, if you click on the 3 dots up here, there are more options for you to export your presentation. Um, so, um, oops. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you have to go to see all, the 3 dots down here. And you will have a lot of different formats here that you can use to export your presentation, including PowerPoint, but we don't recommend exporting there directly because some of our features don't translate well into PowerPoint. But that option is also available. What I really want to show you here is our website option. So if I click on website here, there are options for different websites, but I do want to show you the scrolling option, which is my favorite option out of these options here. So if I click on scrolling and I click on open website, you can share this link as a website to your students. So, so they can actually view this presentation on their mobile devices, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a mobile phone, whether it's a laptop, or on a browser, they can actually uh, read through the presentation, and it does have like special features like this parallax feature, which you'll see here. So it actually acts like a website. You can actually add links to your slides, and it will definitely be clickable as a normal website. Okay, so those are some of the export options that I wanted to show you for our education presentations. All right, so let me go back to my original presentation here. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you. There's many more that I do want to show you. And I think we still have time to do that. The next thing that I wanted to show you are our worksheets. So our worksheets are something that you can use for assessments, activities, seat works, homeworks for your students, especially in the K-12 grade levels. We have content that is very much usable for those grade levels. Okay, so these are just some options here of what you can expect from a worksheet template. Okay, and our worksheets are actually dual purpose. So you can actually use some of them for printing, so your students can actually print the templates or the worksheets that you design for them, and they can work on them offline and use actual physical analog tools to complete them. And you can also use digital format or Canva to actually answer these worksheets online. Okay, and I also show you some tips later when I show you our worksheets. Right? So I'm going to go back to the home page, and similar to what I did earlier, you can actually search for worksheets up here on this in the search bar. So worksheet, and there are a few prompts that pop up already, but I'll go with the first option so you see the wide range of worksheets that are made available for you. Okay, so you can see here there are already some activities that would match like a K to 12 grade level. And if you notice, there are worksheets here that are grayscale or black and white, and um, those are worksheets that we had in mind to be printed. So these things will help also save ink for your students if they decide to print some of these worksheets for physical answering. Okay, so those are just some options there. You'll see here like the candy jars and the unicorns here. Um, yeah, so you can actually customize these worksheets, and you have the option for your students to print it. But what I like to do is actually answer them online. So maybe let's pick a worksheet here that we can actually demo. So for example, this one. So I just click it and it opens a new file for me. And everything is auto-save. So you don't have to worry about that. So let us focus on this worksheet. So this is, I guess, a worksheet that's a combination of math and art. Okay, so let me just demo how I would do this online, like answering this worksheet online. So if I were a student, I can actually do this activity online. I can fill out my worksheet here, my name, let's say teacher Joseph, and then I can fill out the rest. And then the activity for this one, and you can definitely customize this, but this is just like a suggestion for an activity with the pre-made templates that we have. So the activity here is there's this pizza that you can actually decorate by following these colors for these shapes up here. So the point of the activity is to color each shape with the designated color. And then after that, you have to count how many shapes there are in the pizza. So for example, um, uh, let's take the squares first, and we have to color them green. So I can click on my element here, go to my color box up here, and you can actually pick the color. So I'll do that for each of the squares. And then I'll also do that for the triangles. So I'll just do a shortcut for some of these activities so we don't waste precious time. So let's say triangles are orange, the stars are purple, the donut shapes are yellow, the hearts are red, and the circles are blue. Right. So once I'm done, like I say, I'm the student, I'm done with this activity of coloring and decorating my pizza. The next instruction is to actually count them and write the number for each of these shapes. So I can do that by adding a text box. And what I did there, I just pressed the letter T on my keyboard, and um, that's a shortcut for adding a text box. Right. So I can answer this with 3. Okay, let's make that bigger so you can see it. 3. Um, triangles are 3 as well. Circles are 2. The hearts are 3. Donuts are 2. And the stars are 3. So there. So that's how I would answer this. And if I have a student access, so for teachers who have um, a Canva for Education account, and they can actually invite their students to their account so that they will have the same features. So if I have a student account, there will be an option here actually up on the upper right here where I can submit my activity to the teacher for checking. So that's also helpful because you can use that for assessments, for quizzes, and all that. Okay, so that's my demo on the worksheet. And there are many more that you can actually explore and play with and customize for your own use. We have a lot of localized content in our elements library, so you can actually change some of these um, uh, illustrations and elements to make it more local. Okay, oops, sorry. Next is one of my favorite document types, which is called online whiteboard. So this is where our collaborative features actually come into play. So let's actually go back into my homepage here and search for online whiteboard. Okay. So if I click on online whiteboard, there are a lot of options here for like group activities that you can use. We're taking like the physical experience of a whiteboard or a chalkboard in the classroom and bring it online. So let's see here. There's a lot of different options here. You can actually use this brainstorm template, for example. Okay, and you can actually do an online group activity, right? So let's say I want to brainstorm for my favorite food with the rest of the class. Um, Actually, if you want to try it out, um, uh, well, maybe not. Not at the moment. Baka madami masyado mag-join. Let's say uh, I'm working with the rest of my class to brainstorm for a favorite food. You can actually use some of these elements that we've provided in the template to go through with your activity. So let's say I'm one student, I will add my post-it. I'll add sinigang. Say one of the students like sinigang, and then another student can actually do this simultaneously. You can add, let's say, adobo, um, hamburger, and let's say the rest of the class also joins in and this board gets filled. Um, we also have some stickers here that you can use to vote on the actual favorite food, for example. So your class can have, or each student can have like a set number of stickers that they can use to vote on their favorite food. So let's say I'll start doing some voting here by adding stickers to some of these answers. Okay, so if you can imagine multiple students working on this simultaneously and having that very collaborative environment. So let's say I'm done with my voting. You can actually tally it up here on the side. Let's see, Sinigang has 5 votes. And Adobo has 2. And Hamburger has 4. Okay, so that's just one way you can actually use this brainstorm template. Okay. Other online whiteboard templates that we have that you can use for your class. A lot of these are like brainstorming and mind mapping that you can use. But there are some here that are nice, like storyboards that you can actually customize to come up with or for students to come up with their own stories. Let me open that for you. So these are just some design ideas that can help you create a lesson plan around also. So some of our storyboard templates here, you'll have a sample of what it can look like. A slide where it's empty and a slide where you have some assets that you can build on. So your students can actually create their own story with these parts. Then they can create their own characters. So for example, let me choose like a head and maybe like a body. And let me put that in my storyboard here. So what I'm doing, I'm just copying the elements and pasting it on the page. So we go. So there, I'm actually building my story and customizing it using my elements here. So maybe let's have this guy interact with a girl. So again, I'm just copying some of these elements onto the page. So super easy. And you can use this for class to demonstrate stories or maybe something in an English class, no? Yeah. So you can actually customize it with our blank storyboard template and some of the assets that we provide along with it. And the online whiteboard templates are also really helpful to create a good relationship between the class members. No, so we also have here some online or collaborative cards that you can actually use to, let's say, greet someone a happy birthday or congratulations on a job well done. So, for example, let's say this happy birthday card, you can ask your students to join in at the same time simultaneously, and they can all edit um, this card for someone else in class. Okay. Yeah, so that's the online whiteboard tool, or sorry, online whiteboard template. Um, and then I think I have a few more that I want to show you. Um, One is our very new group work templates, and these are specially made for group work in class. So you'll see some of them here. Uh, the You can actually do group activities for your class, and assign them a group project, and they can actually work on them together using some of our documents or templates in Canva. Okay, so these are just some suggestions that we have in our templates, like a collage activity, experiment notes, a mood check activity, a group poster design, and group brainstorm activity. And to access these templates, again, you just have to search them. So group, sorry, I think I group work. So when you click on group work, you'll see all these other options for group activities that you can use for your class. And similar to how I demoed like the brainstorm template earlier, your students can actually go into the same document at the same time and edit all the elements and all the text in it, depending on how you want the activity to go. Okay, so there's a lot of suggestions here that you can use as a starting point for your lesson. So these are actually also new, like our comic strip um, templates. You can actually ask your students to make their own comics using Canva. All right. I think there's one more that I wanted to show you, which is classroom kits. So these are um, uh, parang starter kits for teachers. They're a bunch of templates or different document types that we designed to work cohesively together as part of like this starter kit that you can use for your classes. So you just have to look for classroom kits, and part of these classroom kits are um, lesson plans, calendars, virtual classroom images, Google Classroom header if you are using Google Classroom um, as a portal for your class, and Zoom virtual background. So again, let's go to our homepage and search for, um, sorry, search for classroom kits. Classroom kits. So if I search for classroom kits, you'll see here like a set already at the top of lesson plans, calendars, um, image, virtual classroom images, um, and other um, templates here, headers. So you'll see like there are visually similar things that go together as part of the starter kit. Okay, so you can explore that on your own. I do have, let's say, a few more minutes, and I do want to spend that time on just some final tips for creating effective educational content. Okay, so while we can provide all like the visual stuff for you to use in your classes, um, the content will still come from you guys as educators. So some of our tips for creating effective educational content, especially if you want to use it for online use or online activities. One is make sure to ground your activities, your presentations, your lessons in real life applications. So maybe using current events, relatable scenarios, or practical applications for your students will help them absorb the information better. And especially with the online environment, you won't be able to police them um, as well as you would in a physical classroom setting, and uh, and even I know some education institutions are actually using self-paced learning. So if you are able to ground your activities, your lessons in real life applications, even though students are probably doing self-paced learning or doing activities on their own, they are still able to kind of connect with something that is relatable and something that they can see in everyday life. And finally, one last tip for me is to personalize and localize your educational content. And we have a lot of Pinoy Canva assets and fonts that you can use. And let me just show you some. So I took a group work um, template and made it more local. I can also search for a lot of these elements that are available in Canva. So you can search for, under elements, you can search for Pinoy or Philippines or Philippine heroes, and you can actually find them in Canva, and you can localize your content. So you actually have Rizal here. If you're teaching history, these things are very helpful in making sure the content is local, and you won't have to go to another source to find these things. These are already made available for you for free with a Canva for Education account. I think that's it from me. Um, Thank you for listening to me ramble on for 40 minutes. Uh, if you do want to follow us, you can check us out on our social media channels. It's Canva_PH on Twitter and Instagram, and Canva Philippines in Facebook.
Thank you, Angelo. Okay, so let's try to answer some of the questions that we have. So one of the questions from our live audience, she asked, gumagana po ba ang Canva sa kahit anong laptop? So I think this is a hardware
Good question. Good question. So it should work with any browser. So even actually on your mobile phone, sorry, you can see it. You can use your mobile phone. You can just use your browser to access it. You can actually use Canva with any browser. Okay. We do recommend Chrome because parang it works really well with that. But it will work with most browsers, and it doesn't matter what kind of device you have. It will work with any laptop, mobile device that you have, as long as you have a browser.
Okay. What I like about this presentation is you're able to mention several key messages or key thoughts in education, like collaborative learning, worksheets, customized worksheets, and then of course, localizing and personalizing content. So those are like interesting ideas that normally we use in the academic sector or in the education sector, because again, as teachers, we cannot like teach them if they haven't really experienced it. So that's one thing that's really compelling about this presentation. But one question that was also asked is, how is Canva different from the usual learning tools for presentation delivery? So aside from the, of course, templates, which are very engaging, most especially for students na nasa K-12 or maybe like in the lower grades because they like colorful designs. I'd like to understand more about Canva being, different from the other presentation platforms.
Okay. So thanks for that. Actually, that's a good question. So in terms of presentations, there's a lot of tools out there. And I think what sets us apart from the other presentation tools, one, the templates that we have, especially for the education space, are already made with education in mind. So a lot of the other tools available out there, they have generic templates. But we have education specific ones that have suggested content already, suggested ways to organize your content visually. And then apart from that, our content library in Canva has a lot of localized content, photos, illustrations that you can use for your class to make it truly local and more relatable to your students. And then finally, I didn't get to show this, but our presentation tools, our presentation tool also has um, a recording feature. So you can actually record video and set it to your presentation. So once you share that presentation with your students, you'll have actually a small window, parang video inset siya of your head, and you're talking about your presentation. And that can also actually engage your students as they go through the presentation. It will be guided.
Thank you, Angelo. Yay! So I think we're ready for the next presenter. So let me introduce her first. So Lisha is a lecturer at the John Gokongwei School of Management at the Ateneo de Manila University, teaching user experience design, e-commerce fundamentals, and creative thinking and innovation management. She's also the founder of DesignWorks, a digital design firm that specializes in creating graphic art and marketing materials for local businesses and entrepreneurs. She was previously doing partnerships and business development with Globe Content Team, Zalora Philippines, and Accenture Management Consulting. everyone, Miss Lisha Bornelia. Hi, Lish.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon. Okay, so very interesting presentation from Angelo. For your presentation, we are just excited to know how are you gonna present key ideas from the lens of someone who teaches in the higher education.
Right. So my presentation is going to be about practical tips based on my experience translating courses online. So hopefully, people can get to learn, things that they can actually also apply kapag nagde-design sila ng mga online courses for college students.
Exactly. Okay, so guys, Lisha here, take it away.
Thank you. I'm just going to share my presentation. Ayan. So today, I'm going to discuss with you guys the role of design in online education. My name is Lisha Bornelia, and this is essentially my way of sharing best practices on how we develop online courses for tertiary education. So ito yung mga colleges as well as universities. Like what Mark mentioned, I teach at the John Gokongwei School of Management at Ateneo de Manila University. And I teach e-commerce fundamentals, user experience design, and creative thinking and innovation management. So yung mga i-share ko today, isa siya sa mga tips na ginagawa namin, pero hindi lahat ganito yung way of pag-translate nila into online courses. It really depends on what kind of course you have, what school you're part of. So I'm just going to share some of the things that have worked for us so far. So when I'm designing online courses, there are 3 factors that I really look at. First is who are we teaching? Ito yung estudyante. Second, what are we going to teach? Kumbaga yung course or subject. And third, how are we going to teach what we're going to teach? Or this is going to be the delivery. Paano ba natin siya ituturo? Online ba siya? Face-to-face siya? And for us, today, I'm going to share with you yung mga online learning best practices for us. But first of all, tanong muna natin sarili natin, ano nga ba ang design, right? What is design? Ano ba yan? Pangpaganda lang ba yan? Dapat ba palaging, for example, di ba sa Canva, magaganda yung mga presentations natin? And to explain what the role of design is, i-share ko sa inyo yung mga favorite na nakikita kong mga modules na kumakalat sometimes, di ba? Nakita na natin ata siguro to. So one example is, write the letters and color the pictures of the letter O. Ang example niya dito ay orange at ostrich. And I'm like, parang hindi po ata ostrich yan, diba? Recently, nagka-ostrich breakout tayo. Alam natin ang itsura ng ostrich. Pero bakit dito, diba? Parang na-mismatch yung example. So, nakikita natin na the design isn't just about how it looks. It's also what examples we put in. Second example that I also saw on Facebook, sabi ng module, pagtapatin ang bawat Crayola sa wastong kulay. Match mo daw yung color ng crayon sa totoong name niya. And I'm like, paano nga ba natin ima-match yan kung Xerox copy ang hawak ng estudyante? So iisipin din natin sa design, diba? Lalo na sa education, paano nga ba may experience ng estudyante yung tinuturo natin? At paano natin may bibigay yung exercise na i-match yung color kung wala nga namang color in the first place, yung material na ibibigay natin sa estudyante. Last example, also a favorite example, is the banana rice terraces. Nakapunta na po ako sa rice terraces na to at hindi naman ganun karami ang bananas. So makikita rin din natin dito, di ba? Yung mga tinatype, pag nako-correct, di ba? Sinong magde-design ng modules natin at paano ba siya mapupunta sa mga estudyante? At tama nga ba yung mga pinaglalagay natin sa mga modules na gagawin natin? So dito natin makikita that design is actually everywhere. Hindi lang siya kung gaano kaganda yung presentation. Iniisip rin natin sa design kung paano ba siya gagamitin ng estudyante, di ba? Kapag alam na natin kung ano yung function niya o para saan yung dinidesign natin, didesign natin kung paano siya mag-work, di ba? Applicable yung design sa mga products. So pag sinabi natin products, di ba, yung cellphone for example, may nag-design ng cellphone kung gaano kabigat, gaano kalaki, paano ba siya hahawakan, gaano ba kaganda yung specs niya. May mga teams na nagde-design ng mga produkto. Included na rin dito yung mga remote control, washing machine, diba, mga microwave oven, dinedesign itong mga bagay nito. At ang design, hindi lang siya sa mga products, nade-design din ang services. So, sa lahat sa atin na favorite mag-online shopping, di ba? Meron ding nag-design ng process kung paano ba natin makukuha yung order ng isang buyer. Tapos, ifo-forward ba natin siya sa seller? Yung seller ba ipapadala sa sorting center hanggang na i-deliver siya nung logistics sa bumili, di ba? So, may nagde-design ng mga process sa mga bagay-bagay. At this is why ang sobrang tricky mag-design for education. Kasi kung iisipin mo, ang dinedesign mo sa education, kung paano ba matututunan ng bata yung kailangan niyang matutunan, di ba? Napakahirap nun. Kaya forgive na natin ang mga modules na erroneous dahil mahirap talaga siyang gawin. Okay? First, i-share ko sa inyo ang unang factor kapag nagde-design kami ng courses. First, kailangan natin malaman kung sino nga ba ang pinagde-design na natin, sino nga ba ang tuturuan natin, di ba? Yan ang estudyante. At kapag sinastudy natin kung sino ang student, important din na ma-mention na ang mga college students na tinuturuan natin ngayon, yung mga bagets na age 17 to 23, they belong to this generation called the Zoomer generation kasi Generation Z sila. Yan yung mga estudyante natin ngayon at yung very interesting sa mga estudyante na Zoomers ay tinatawag din silang digital natives. Ang ibig sabihin ng digital natives ay wala silang naaalala sa mundo before nagkaroon ng computer, before nagkaroon ng smartphone, ng internet, ng mga tablets, di ba? Lumaki sila na yung na-experience nila. So sobrang tech savvy ng mga bagets na estudyante sa college ngayon. Alam nila kung paano surf online, alam nila mag-subscribe sa mga, what you call this, mga bundles, diba? Alam nila mag-connect sa internet. Sila pa nga yung nag-fix ng internet natin sa bahay, diba? So, kailangan natin intindihan na para sa generation nito, yung information for them is very instantaneous, diba? I-google lang nila, tapos may sagot ka agad, diba? How do you compete with that? Tapos, para sa mga estudyante din to, kapag nagko-connect sila with other people, instantaneous din, kasi chat lang nila sa Facebook, di ba? Tapos i-email din nila. So for them, they have this experience na kailangan aware tayo kapag nagde-design tayo ng mga online courses. At saka, kailangan din na we get to know the students. Ibig sabihin nito, kailangan kilala talaga natin kung sino yung individual na tinuturuan natin. Gumawa kami ng connectivity survey na pinapadala namin before we teach the semester. So ginawa namin to sa Google Forms. Tapos tinatanong namin, okay, ano ba ang ating internet connection? Naka-globe broadband ba tayo o hindi? Gaano kabilis ang internet speed natin? Ano ang mga devices na ina-access nyo? Kailangan nating itanong to sa mga students kasi magbibigay siya sa atin ng picture on the possible challenges na pwede magkaroon yung bata kapag nag-aaral siya online. Palagi ba niyang na-access ang internet o kailangan pa niyang magkabit sa isa pang modem o di kaya ang ginagamit lang ba niya ay mobile data? So you need to know as a teacher to be prepared for the possible eventualities. Mamaya hindi na maka-join yung student kasi hindi stable ang internet connection. So binibigay namin tong survey na to sa umpisa ng semester bago kami magturo para kilala namin ang mga bata. Kung wala silang internet na very stable at accessible, nag-release kami ng portable learning packets kasi gusto namin no student gets left behind. Merong mga student din sa Ateneo na hindi stable at hindi mabilis ang internet access nila. Kaya, ginagawa namin, nilalagay namin sa USB port yung course materials, tapos nag-guide yung teacher dun sa estudyante na wala masyadong internet access to make sure na nag-aaral pa rin siya. To get to know our students naman, gumagawa din kami ng mga user profile to introduce themselves. So, bala ginawa namin to sa Google Slides, pwede rin tong gawin sa Canva para i-fill out ng student. If i-fill out niya kung ano yung mga passion niya, yung interest niya, favorite pictures, para naman makilala natin yung estudyante at hindi lang natin sila nakikita sa email, for example. It really also helps for the teachers to remember na, oo, itong estudyanteng to, siya yung mahilig mag-make or di kaya siya yung may business, for example. So it's really important to know who you're teaching. And all of these things give you a holistic view of who you're teaching at the end of the day. So kapag tapos na nating makilala kung sino yung tuturuan natin, ito na yung mahirap na part. Ano ba ang ituturo namin? And this is the part that I spend a lot of hours, as in mismong like days and weeks na ginagawa namin. Paano ba natin malalaman kung ano talaga yung ituturo natin sa mga estudyante? First thing that we actually do is try to figure out the learning outcomes. Pag sinabi natin learning outcomes, para yung objectives ng course, di ba? Kunyari, alam mo kung ano yung course na tuturo mo. Pero dapat meron kang set of learning outcomes na mag-guide sa'yo para malaman ng bata kung ano dapat yung matututunan niya. Isang framework na ginagamit namin dito ay ang Bloom's Taxonomy. Ito yung pwede nating siyang i-phrase, kunyari na yung students, we want them to understand the lesson on, for example, e-commerce, or we want them to apply the principles that they learn. So, ang paggawa ng mga learning outcomes, pwede rin siyang i-phrase as knowledge, skills, and attitude. So, maraming ways kung paano ito pwedeng i-phrase. At usually, this particular exercise, ginagawa natin ito together with the department chair or di kaya with the dean of the school kasi dapat meron silang oversight kung ano ba talaga yung objectives ng course na ino-offer ng school at saka binabayaran ng estudyante at the end of the day. Pag meron na tayong learning outcomes, tsaka na namin ginagawa yung course content. Pupunta ako typically sa Google Sheets o di kaya sa Excel file, tapos isusulit ko lahat ng mga important topics, lahat ng mga modules, lahat ng mga gusto kong matutunan ng bata na aligned sa learning outcomes. So, dapat lahat ng nandito, maide-deliver yung learning outcomes na na-identify natin before. Tapos, kapag medyo okay na yung structure sa akin, gagawa ako ng mga modules. Ito yung mga modules na, okay, anong chapter ba yung mauuna? Tama ba na ang module after, for example, the introduction ay ang pag-discuss na ng mga requirements, for example. So, nililay-out ko na kung ano yung magiging sequence ng pag-aral ng bata dun sa course material na ginagawa namin. Tapos, i-fill out natin yung topics, tapos i-share namin to sa estudyante para alam nila kung ano yung may expect nila from the course and the different modules. Siyempre, kailangan din nating i-design ang assessments. Ang mga assessments, yan yung mga quiz, yan yung mga report, yan yung mga gagawin ng bata para ma-communicate sa ating mga teachers na naintindihan nila yung lesson, di ba? Paano mo nga naman masisigurado na naintindihan ng estudyante yung lesson kung hindi mo siya tatanungin? O, tama ba ang pagkaintindi nila? Dapat ba na quiz ito? Dapat ba na maging report siya? Again, ang requirements natin ay magdedepend talaga on the content of the subject that we're teaching. So kami, iniisip namin, okay, maganda siguro kapag magbibigay sila ng case study, for example, tapos inaaral namin kung paano siya gagawin ng estudyante. Tapos nire-release din namin siya, sasabihin namin na, ang graded recitation po ay 25% of your grade. Kailangan yung aralin yan at kailangan yung mag-participate. At the same time, we also give what we call the grading scheme. Ito yung, okay, ano pong score ang makakakuha ng A or makakakuha ng B+. This also depends on the school kung ano yung parang grading system nila, kung letter grade ba or out of 4.0 or out of 5 or in some cases out of 1, diba? So iba-iba talaga yung scales niya. But this is very important for you to give to the students as well. Kapag nabigay na namin usually yung mga assessments, bibigay din namin yung grading rubric. And essentially, di ba, ang grading rubric, yan yung nag-express at nag-communicate sa student na, okay, kapag mag-graded recitation ka, ito yung hahanapin ko ha. Gusto ko maganda yung grammar, gusto ko nag-respond ka sa mga kaklase mo, at gusto ko on time siya, hindi siya late sa deadline, di ba? As the teacher, you have the power to actually set what you're looking for in terms of the assessments for the students. At kailangan itong malaman ng students para alam nila, di ba, kung paano sila sumagot at kung paano nila gagawin yung assessments. We also can give them quantitative grading rubrics. For example, nasasabihin natin, okay, ito yung 50%, ito yung 30%, kailangan maganda yung deliverable para makakuha ka ng full marks. At sometimes as well, kapag may mga major requirements, gumagawa kami ng guidelines. Ginagawa namin siyang mga project brief, for example, na yun na yung dokumentong titignan ng estudyante para masagot niya yung mga assessments tsaka requirements ng course. So magiging siyang guidelines ng students. Tapos, kapag nakuha na namin lahat yun, na-design na namin lahat ng course content at na-design na ang assessments, bibigyan namin yung mga estudyante ng course calendar. Ito yung mismong parang kodigo ng estudyante para mag-guide sila, kailan bang mga deadlines, kailan bang mga meetings, kailan ba magko-commence ang Module 1 at Module 2. Importante siya para alam ng bata kung paano niya isi-space out yung workload niya dun sa tinitake niyang course. So this is really important because it sets the pace, it sets the timeline for the students. Kasi ang mga estudyante, mahilig mag-cram yung mga yan. So, ginagawa natin sila ng course calendar para mag-guide sila at hindi nila i-cram yung entire course at i-cram nila yung mga assessment at requirement at the end of the semester. So, we want to avoid that. That's why we create the course calendar as well. Once we finish all of those, of course, kailangan ng syllabus. At ang syllabus, ang official document ng mga students. Yan yung tipong kontrata between the school, the teacher, and the students. Ito yung papag-aralan natin. Nandito rin yung mga references. For example, if you have books that you refer to, dito rin natin ilalagay yung mga class policies na kailangan sundin ng mga estudyante. At nilalagay din dito natin yung mga contact details ng teacher, kailan siya available for consultation. So syllabus, also important for online courses. Okay? So alam na natin kung sino tuturuan, alam na natin kung ano ang ituturo, paano natin ngayon ituturo yung lahat ng mga pinagsusulat natin at lahat ng mga finigure out natin sa course, diba? Paano ba natin siya ituturo? In tertiary education, most likely, sa lahat ng mga nakikita ko, most universities and schools that I've seen have an online learning platform. Yun yung tinatawag nating learning management system. Sa Ateneo, ang ginagamit namin ay Canvas ang tawag. Para siyang virtual classroom kung saan nakikita namin as teacher yung mga course na tinuturo namin. Tapos dito rin pumupunta yung mga students para isang website lang yung pinupuntahan nila for all of the course materials. Ibig sabihin nun, this is the only place that they need to go para ma-study nila yung course. Dito rin namin nilalagay, okay, ito yung mga kailangan yung ma-remember, mga reminders. Dito rin nakikita ng estudyante yung discussions, assignments, modules, para centralized siya sa lahat. Dahil may learning management system, ibig sabihin may interface, diba? Ibig sabihin nun, may ini-interact yung student na system. At yan yung Canvas. At kami, sometimes iniisip namin, paano ba natin gagawin exciting para sa mga students na palagi nag-i-Instagram, palagi nagti-TikTok, marunong mag-Facebook. Paano ba natin gagandahan ang ating courses kapag nilagay na natin siya sa learning management system? So ginagawan din namin siya ng mga homepage para makita ng estudyante, okay, ito yung kailangan kong i-click kapag gusto kong mapuntahan yung course project, for example. So, meron sila parang mini website sa loob ng learning management system kung saan pwede nila ma-navigate lahat. One of the things as well, na kapag kunyari na figure out na natin yung platform, iisipin natin, di ba, may kailangan tayong ituro. Ano ba yung format na igagawa natin para dun sa course material na yon. Typically, we write the actual content on the Canvas page itself. So mukha siyang blog entry. So sinusulat namin. Pero naglalagay din kami ng reading. So ina-embed namin yung PDF na nanggagaling sa library namin. So our library has access to case studies, for example, and other materials. We embed it on the learning management system. And if it's available, kunyari, meron naman palang slides na ginamit before, ginagamit din namin siya, tapos ina-embed, parang pinipaste namin yung presentation dun sa learning management system. Pero meron ding mga teachers na ang ginagawa nila, gumagawa sila ng virtual lecture. Kinukuha nila yung presentation and then they record themselves as if nagti-teach sila face-to-face. So, ang ginagawa nila, i-record nila to, tapos ipopost nila yung video dun sa learning management system para ma-access siya ng student. Ginawa ko to, dinamayan ko siya ng lecture notes para mag-guide yung student sa pagnood nung video. And according to feedback, medyo naintindihan naman daw nila at prefer nga nila na may videos of the teacher. But kung available naman yung actual video nung tao na fini-feature namin dun sa subject or the course, yun yung ina-embed namin. Tapos we make sure that we also include the reference para alam ng mga bata kung saan nanggagaling itong mga video na sinishare natin para dun sa course. Ang format ay hindi lang para sa mga the materials, right, and the topics that we release to the students. Different formats can also apply to the answers of the students themselves. So minsan, kapag kunyari appropriate, tapos kapag may opportunity to do so, kapag kami nag-a-ask ng mga questions or ng mga exercises, sinasabi namin sa mga students, pwede niyong gawin kahit hindi siya kailangang text. Pwede niyo siyang gawan ng infographic, pwede niyo siyang gawin ng artwork, pwede niyo siyang gawing vlog o di kaya Pinterest board. May mga estudyante nagsasubmit ng mga meme na sobrang funny at na-bring out dito yung creativity ng mga students at nailalagay nila yung mga feelings nila na hindi lang sa text kailangan ay pwedeng i-express, di ba? Kung may mga estudyante na very artistic, we try to bring it out and we tell them na it's okay to answer different formats basta mai-express nyo yung kailangan yung i-express in conjunction to ano ba yung tinatanong namin. Make sure na na-answer nyo pa rin siya maski kung ano-anong i-submit nila like artwork for example, nandun pa rin yung essence ng answer for the students. Gumagamit din kami ng mga tools katulad ng Canva. Ginagamit namin mostly Google Suite, pero gumagamit din kami ng Jamboard. Gumagamit kami ng Padlet, mga Mindmeister, Kahoot, tsaka Mentimeter para interactive yung class. So, kasi diba, maboboard din yung students sooner or later sa mga binabasa lang nila. So nag-embed din kami ng mga activities kung saan pwedeng interactive lahat. Katulad din sa mga examples ni Angelo kanina. Kailangan lahat ng mga estudyante pwedeng mag-collaborate on the same particular exercise through these digital tools. Tinitignan namin ang mga channel. At ang sinabi namin channel dyan is, saan pa ba natin pwedeng mag-communicate yung mga kailangan nating sabihin sa estudyante? Alam natin na ang mga tech-savvy na mga estudyante ito marunong mag-navigate ng email. So gumawa kami ng weekly newsletters where we include ano ba yung mga event for that week? May deadline ba tayo? Ano yung mga kailangan nilang i-fill out for that particular module, for example. At nakikita namin na nakiklik to ng mga estudyante dahil naglalagay kami ng mga tracking links. Kunyari, kinuha namin yung mga URL. Tapos, sinushortcutan namin siya, kunyari, ng bit.ly para makita namin kung saang device makikita na ina-access ng student yung course materials at anong oras at, diba, kung sino-sino sila at gaano karaming beses nila visit yung course material. Ang mga estudyante, love din nila social media. Kaya before, bago nag-transition to online ang Ateneo, uso gumawa ng mga social media pages ng mga sections
ang mga teachers. Yan. Kasi alam namin na ang mga estudyante, ino-open ng Facebook more than their email at the end of the day. So it's also important to establish this presence for the students. No? Nowadays, we keep it to Canvas, but at the same time, we know the value na binibring ng pag-create ng kani-kanyang social media pages, ang mga sections at ang mga courses. Doon namin ina-announce sometimes ang mga reminders at mga deadlines. At we also make sure that we create chat groups with our students kasi hindi enough na nag-email lang tayo at saka nagko-commentan lang kami sa mga answers sa learning management system. Kailangan may instantaneous at actual presence of the teacher na na-achieve naman siya ng mga chat groups. So typically, teachers do this over Facebook Messenger, but for me, ayoko kasi naririnig ang Facebook Messenger. Tapos about work siya, kaya ginawa ko siyang Viber group with my students. Tapos each particular group within the section, gumagawa sila ng chat group sa group nila, tapos ina-add din nila ako para kapag kailangan kong kausapin yung group 4, hindi pa nag-submit, kunyari, ina-message ko lang sa Viber, sabihin ko, guys, nasa na po ang inyong submission? So, dito natin nai-increase yung presence ng teacher sa mga estudyante. Hindi na nga natin nakikita ang mga estudyante, hindi pa tayo magko-communicate, diba? So, kailangan may lines of communication ang student with a teacher. One of the most important things that we also include kapag nagtuturo na kami ay tinatawag na sync sessions. Ibig sabihin yan, lahat kasi ng inaaral ng estudyante, pwede niyang aralin at their own time. Yun yung tinatawag naming asynchronous kasi kahit anong oras pwede nilang open kapag meron silang internet access. Pero gumagawa din kami ng mga live sessions via Zoom at least once a week, pero hindi siya required para fair siya sa mga estudyanteng walang mabilis na internet access. Tapos, ang ginagawa namin sa mga sync sessions na to sa Zoom, gumagawa kami ng icebreaker, gumagawa kami ng exercises para ma-excite yung student. At ito na mismo yung parang katumbas na going to the classroom, right? Once or twice a week. This is the time that we really get to talk to them and we really immerse them in, for example, doing the actual exercise that we expect them to do at their own time. So dito yung opportunity na maririnig natin sa estudyante kung ano ba talaga yung naiintindihan nila at natatanong din namin na, okay, saan ba kayo nalilito? Saan nyo kailangan pa ng guidance? So important magkaroon ng live session via Zoom or via Google Meet with the students. Tapos, dati rin, bago nagkaroon ng quarantine at nagkaroon ng lockdown sa Pilipinas, nag-i-invite kami ng guest lecturers. Tapos, ang nangyayari ay either mag-field trip kami dun sa guest lecturer na yon or yung guest lecturer ang pupunta sa campus sa Loyola Heights. Pero ngayon, since hindi namin siya pwedeng gawin, ang ginagawa namin is online lahat via Zoom, tapos open yung invite. Lahat ng mga magi-guest lecture, isa-send namin sa lahat ng sections ng course na yon para yung estudyante, free silang mag-attend kung kailan man sila free at alin yung topic na gusto nila. So dahil dito, nakapag-invite pa kami ng speaker galing sa Singapore, 'di ba? Ang social, at nakapag-invite din kami ng mga tao na experts din dito sa Pilipinas at nare-record namin siya para sa mga estudyante hindi maka-attend live. So yun ang tatlong factors. Sana natutunan nyo yung ibang mga tips kung paano gumawa ng online course. But actually, hindi siya nagsistop dun sa pagde-deliver natin ng course. Hindi tayo, it doesn't end, right? When we've actually conducted and we've actually taught the course. May pang-apat na stage yan. At ito ang feedback. And feedback is typically something that we do with the students so that we know ano ba yung nag-i-experience ng estudyante. Gumagawa kami ng surveys and polls. Isang example niyan yung pulse survey. Sinasend namin siya every week. Tinatanong namin, guys, buhay pa ba kayo? On schedule ba kayo? Naintindihan nyo ba yung modules, for example? So if fill out nila yan, babasahin namin. Isa pang way that we actually ask for student feedback is gagawa kami ng poll sa chat group, sa Facebook Messenger or Viber. Tapos pwede sila mag-vote via emoji kasi sometimes sa mga estudyanteng to, mas magaling talaga sila mag-communicate through imagery. So pwede sila mag-vote via an emoji or nag-vote sila by liking certain things in the poll. Tapos, ang mahalaga din is naya-align natin ang mga teams. For example, merong mga teamwork. I make sure na yung mga team leaders nagsisend sa akin ng update na, ma'am, today po, na ginawa na namin to, tomorrow, itutuloy namin siya. Para, at the end of the day, I know kung nasa ng mga estudyante, di ba? Tapos, nasa-centralize ng team leader lahat ng mga group mates niya at nabibigay yung status update sa akin. Para hindi gulatan, di ba? Yung tipong, tomorrow, na pala yung deadline, hindi pa nila naumpisahan, di ba? So, dapat alam natin kung ano yung progress ng mga estudyante natin by making them give us the updates for their group work. Gumagawa din kami ng mga course evaluation. Ito mas formal siya na nire-rate ng students yung naging experience nila, ano yung nagustuhan, ano yung mga suggestions at mga ideas na meron din sila. Tapos, nagawa namin to sa isa sa mga subjects that we taught last inter-session. In-analyze talaga namin kasi na-discover namin yung mga estudyante, sobrang overwhelmed nila. Like, oh my gosh, maraming mga students na talagang nag-express na feelings nila na, ma'am, nahihirapan po talaga ako, hindi ako maka-adjust, hindi ko po alam kung paano ko gagawin lahat ng mga assignment, tas aaralin ko rin siya by myself. So we were able to really analyze the different factors, no, that the students are actually experiencing. Tapos, ito yung nagiging basis namin kung paano namin i-adjust yung course. Last quarter, kasi quarterly na po ang Ateneo ngayon, last quarter, na-realize talaga namin na, okay guys, kailangan nating bawasan, nalulunod na yung mga estudyante, wala na silang natututunan. Kailangan nating ibahin yung approach natin. At ito yung nagiging valuable dun sa paggawa ng online course. Ang online course kasi dapat iterative yan. Pag sinabi natin iterative, nagbabago siya each time kasi alam natin kung paano siya i-improve. Alam natin kung ano yung dapat ipagpatuloy at ano yung dapat i-change dun sa mga ginawa nating design sa online course. Tapos, dahil mabait akong teacher, marami akong pinapagawa sa mga estudyante ko, pinapagsulit ko rin sila ng course synthesis at the end of the semester. Sasabihin ko, okay guys, gawa kayo ng blog entries. Sulat nyo lahat ng feelings nyo, maglagay kayo ng mga artwork, ng mga pictures, explain nyo nga kung paano nag-iba yung buhay nyo at ano ang naging takeaways nyo sa course. Para alam ko kung paano natutunan yung mga bata at the end of the day, di ba? At the end of the course. Ano ba yung natutunan nila? Tapos dito ko rin nakikita at dito ko na-appreciate kung paano nag-iiba ang point of view ng mga estudyante through online learning. Kasi they're able to really express their feelings as well as recall, di ba? Ito po yung mga natutunan ko, na-enjoy ko siya. Meron din mga estudyante na nagsasabi, hindi ko po siya na-enjoy. Okay lang yon. At least we know, di ba, the type of feedback that we need to know to improve. Ang feedback, hindi lang from student to teacher. Dapat meron ding feedback from teacher to the student. Isa sa mga ginagawa ko kapag online learning, every week, nag-highlight ako ng mga submissions na feeling ko sobrang ganda. So, sasabihin ko sa mga estudyante via chat na, guys, napakaganda ng comment ng estudyanteng to sa isang exercise. Tapos, naya-affirm po yung mga thoughts nila at makikita ng mga estudyante kung paano sumagot ng maganda at ng wasto, diba? So, nag-highlight ako ng best submissions at tapos na-affirm din yung confidence ng student through online learning because of this. Tapos sa mga final projects, gumawa rin ako ng virtual gallery. Ginawa ko to via Google Sites. Gumawa ako ng website. Tapos dito ko hinost lahat ng mga projects ng bata. So nakikita nila yung mga pinaghirapan nila. Oh my God, nandito na yung virtual gallery. Pwede siyang ma-access ng kahit sino, pwede namin i-share. Nakakarating siya sa mga conference, nakakarating din siya sa mga other students and other teachers para nakikita nila yung actual, what do you call this, output ng mga estudyante. Tapos sobrang proud din ng mga estudyante at the end of the day kapag nakikita nila. So there, I hope, and dami ko sinabi, I hope you guys were able to see some of the examples of what we do whenever we create online courses. I hope that you guys were able to learn and let me know. Meron din po ako, ito na nag-plug na, meron din po akong Facebook page called Design Works. Pwede nyo akong i-reach out doon or kung gusto nyo i-email nyo ako. If you have any ideas on how to design online courses or you need more help, lahat po ng mga Globe My Business subscribers have a free consultation. So you just need to email me or message me on my Facebook page so that I can help you as well create your online courses for your corresponding schools. So that is the end of my presentation, and thank you to Globe for extending this wonderful opportunity to share our online course methodology to everyone.
Thank you, Lisha. Yay! Okay. It was something that I didn't expect, of course, because again, I've been, like, for the longest time, I've been in academe. There have been several changes in terms of learning delivery. Of course, we've been using learning management systems for the longest time. But this time around, sobrang na-amaze ako in terms of how you design your courses. And it made me miss the classroom, actually, and how to do online learning now. So I have like two questions here. First would be on design in education. So one of our audience members ask us, like, is this something that is expensive, Miss Lisha?
Actually, in an ideal world, di ba, kung tayo nagtuturo for a university or a school, dapat merong involvement ng university when it comes to providing the resources, di ba? Dapat meron yan. Kaso sa Pilipinas, more or less, marami tayong mga issues. Wala tayong pera, walang budget, for example. So ang nangyayari sa amin is that meron kaming community of teachers na nag-share kami ng resources. At kunyari, for example, meron kaming account sa isang platform, nag-share na rin lang kami. Hindi expensive gumawa nito dahil meron din tayong mga partners katulad ng Canva. Kailangan lang talaga ng teamwork para matutunan natin kung paano siya gawin as a community. At saka to be fair, wala kaming gastos nung tinatranslate namin to into online courses. Kasi iniisip lang namin siya sa sarili namin tapos ini-implement namin siya.
Okay. Fair. Actually, sa akin nga, parang it's more of, I like the sense of sense of community, being able to share ideas in terms of how to form actual courses online. And I like also the idea that you mentioned earlier that it has to be iterative. Like, talaga naman, kailangan magbago ng magbago. Hindi tayo dapat nagre-recycle ng resources. I mean, if one activity probably garnered several like hits, na, bongga to sa klase ko, or maganda siya, effective siya sa class ko, well, find ways on how to improve it more. On how to make it more engaging, di ba? This made me miss really the classroom. One question also from our audience. You mentioned about the value of feedback in analyzing, of course, the factors that affect the students' experiences. As you transition down dito sa online learning platforms, no? Parang what were some of the feedback that you got, and then how did you address all those like issues and problems of students?
Okay, magandang question yan dahil nung first time naming in-implement ang online learning last July for intersession, yun yung parang summer semester, diba? Pinilot namin siya, tapos ang number one challenge for the students is the workload. Na-overwhelm sila kasi nakikita nila kaagad, oh my God, ang dami natin kailangan basahin. Ang dami natin kailangan sagutin, diba? Tapos yung estudyante, dahil sanay na merong teacher na sasabihin, guys, ito ang ating gagawin this week, na-overwhelm sila kasi wala pa silang skills kung paano mag-manage ng time at mag-manage ng kanilang workload. So kami, nung na-realize namin na talagang, oh my God, gapang talaga yung mga estudyante, kinakausap namin sila, sasabihin namin, okay, kailangan nyo ba ng more extended deadline? Do you need more time to do this? Tapos syempre kami mag-a-adjust dahil hindi naman namin kayang sabihin sa estudyante, oh, bukas na yan dapat dapat magaling, dapat on time. We also really try to be very sensitive to the needs of the students. So talagang important yung feedback kasi without it, hindi namin talaga malalaman kung paano namin i-arrange yung mga classes namin. So really, we talk to the students. We take the time to talk to students.
Thank you, Teacher Alicia. Let's call back Angelo in the live feed. Hi, Angelo. So, first, sorry, I have to commend both of you for delivering very good presentations today. And I also would like to thank you for saying yes to us. Of course, without the help of our content business team, our Get Entertained tribe, thank you for inviting Canva. And of course, Lisha, for saying yes to us again. It's your second time with Globe My Business. First would be the Forefront Conference, no? So what's your parting words for educators out there in terms of, making sure that they deliver valuable presentations? Let's start with Angelo first.
Wow, pressure. Siguro, I think there are a lot of options out there for you to be able to succeed in this new environment. And hopefully we were able to provide some really good options for you, both Lisha and I, for how you can navigate this kind of complex and new learning environment for you and your students.
Thank you. Thank you, Angelo. Lish, how about you? What's your any parting message?
Parang Miss Universe lang, no? Thank you so much for inviting me, Globe. I think talaga here in the Philippines, kailangan natin magtulungan. Kailangan natin tulungan ang isa't isa kasi hindi lang siya, parang ang paggawa at pag-educate ng mga bata ngayon, hindi siya individual exercise. Kailangan buong barangay, kailangan buong school, kailangan yung community is present. So hopefully, we're able to hear out from other educators as well on their ideas kung paano ba natin i-educate ang mga bata ngayon during, a pandemic.
Thank you, Lisha. Okay, also, to our audience, members of the audience, we have 5 lucky winners of 300 peso GCash credits, courtesy of our partners from the National Trade Marketing team. Okay, so these are the members. Congratulations, Angel, Romeo. Angel's from the DepEd Alternative Learning System. Romeo's from Sabel State University. Ophelia from Biliran Province State University. You also have Lorenzo from Davao del Sur State College. And Jeff from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Congratulations to you guys for tuning in for registering in the webinar today. So for those who registered, you will be getting e-certificates. Please make sure that you registered in a link earlier provided in the registration invite. Also, thank you again, Angelo. He mentioned about the Canva licenses and Lisha for the free consultation as well. So we'll be posting more of the details in our live feed later on. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next month on our season finale of e-Skwela. And stay safe. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
In this fast-changing world, there is a need for every school to evolve, innovate, and progress to help